नोटिस लाइव सभी को मेरा शुक्रिया।
Watch Evening Prime every day at 7 p.m. only on Northeast Live. Northeast Live, the most viewed news channel in the region. On YouTube, unmatched coverage. What's trending? Who are the biggest newsmakers of the day? What are the issues affecting people?
Center hand once again extended. Are you ready to agitate?
नोटिस लाइव सभी को मेरा शुक्रिया।
Watch Evening Prime every day at 7 p.m. only on Northeast Live.
Evening Prime is brought to you by Misho, TVS Jupiter 125, Zada Se Bhi Zada, Vimal Ilaichi, Oil India Limited, Everyday Spices, Leah Agarbatti, TVS Apache RTR, and Himalaya Purifying Neem Face Wash, Pimple Free, Healthy Skin Ka Expert.
Activist Soldodum calls of strike, skips march to Delhi. State government gives written assurance to Soldodum on fulfilling demands. Supreme Court asks Centre to file status report in regard to investigation into the alleged extrajudicial killings in Manipur. Families of victims welcome Apex Court's move. Tripura Deputy Chief Minister Jishnu Devarma's son making headlines for all the wrong reasons. VVIP brat accused of misbehaving with parliamentary panel at hotel in Agartala. Heavy rainfall batters northeast. 1 dead, 2 injured after uprooted tree falls over auto rickshaw. Floods in several parts of Meghalaya. Incessant downpour triggers flash floods in Guwahati. Setback for Congress again. Assam Congress General Secretary Monbi Rongbi Hello and welcome to Evening Prime. I'm Ronak and we start the bulletin with the top focus this evening. The core committee on the Parliamentary Committee on Naga Political Issue held a crucial meeting at the Chief Minister's residential complex today. Sources who attended the closed-door meeting informed Northeast Live that the core committee led by Chief Minister Nephew Rio will be leaving for New Delhi on the 16th of May. The core committee is all set to meet the central leaders, NSC-NIM, and the 7 NNPGs who are currently camping out in New Delhi. The four-member delegation will be led by Chief Minister Nephew Rio. The four-member delegation includes UDA Chairman T.R. Zeliang, Deputy Chief Minister Y. Patton, and NPF leader and UDA co-chairman Kuzoluzo Nienu. Apart from this, Chief Minister Nephew Rio and UDA Chairman T.R. Zeliang also briefed the members about their recent visit to New Delhi, where they, along with the Deputy Chief Minister Y. Patton, held meetings with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah on the 12th and 13th of April, respectively. And as discussed in the meetings with the central leaders, A.K. Mishra, the interlocutor, came to Nagaland and camped for a week and met both the negotiating groups as well as key leaders of civil societies before returning to New Delhi. Yes, viewers, the big development to start us off here this evening as the core committee on the parliamentary committee on Naga political issue held a crucial meeting at the Chief Minister's residential complex today. Sources who attended the closed-door meeting informed Northeast Live that the core committee led by Chief Minister Nephew Rio will be leaving for New Delhi on the 16th of May. The core committee is also all set to meet with the central leaders, the NSC and IM, and the 7 NNPGs who are currently camping out in New Delhi. The four-member delegation will be led by Chief Minister Nephew Rio. The four-member delegation, of course, includes UDA Chairman T.R. Zeliang, Deputy Chief Minister Y. Patton, and NPF leader and UDA co-chairman Kuzo Luzo Nienu. Apart from this, Chief Minister Nephew Rio and UDA Chairman T.R. Zeliang also briefed the members about their recent visit to Delhi, where they, along with the Deputy Chief Minister Y. Patton, held meetings with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah on the 12th and 13th of April, respectively. And as discussed in the meetings with the central leaders, A.K. Mishra, the interlocutor, came to Nagaland and camped out for a week and met both the negotiating groups and key leaders of the civil societies before returning to Delhi. All right, and to bring us all the latest updates, I'm being joined now over the phone line by my colleague Sarah Konyak from Kohima. Sarah, big development as far as the Naga issue is concerned, as the core committee led by Chief Minister Nephew Rio all set to visit the national capital again on the 16th of May. What more can you tell us about this crucial closed-door meeting that took place today? Sarah, over to you.
Yes, Ronak, the core committee of the Parliamentary Committee on the Indo-Naga political issue held a meeting today, and as informed by our source, the core committee have decided that they will be leaving for Delhi on 16th of May, and the four-member delegation, which is going to be led by the Chief Minister Nephew Rio, will be camping in Delhi for almost 3 to 4 days. And during their stay in the national capital, they will be meeting the central leaders. Although the sources have not confirmed which all ministers, which all central leaders they will be meeting, but they have stated they'll be meeting the central leaders and also the NSA and IM and the 7 NPGs who are camping in Delhi at the moment. The NSA and IM delegations led by DS Assam, the 9-member delegation had left for Delhi this week, and they already had 2 rounds of talk with the Government of India representative, Mr. A.K. Mishra, yesterday, and the second round of talk being held today. Although we have not been able to confirm on what transpired during the meeting between the 9-member delegation of the NSA and IM and the Government of India representative. However, some sources have confirmed to us that they are still trying to work out every way to hammer out a solution on the core issue or on the core issue of a separate flag and a constitution. So that is the main agenda of the meeting that has been held with the Government of India representative and the NSA and IM. And as we all know, just last month, the Government of India representative camped in Nagaland for a week, where he held 2 rounds of meetings with the NSA and IM leadership and 1 round of meeting with the working committee of the 7 NNPGs. The Government of India representative, Mr. Mishra, had also held several closed-door meetings with the tribal bodies and the civil society organizations. And Ronak, as we have been witnessing the developments unfolding, both the negotiators and the Government of India are very keen and serious upon resolving the decades-long issue. However, the roadblock for the past many years after signing the framework agreement in 2015 continues, and a final agreement still remains elusive. While the NNPGs have made their position clear that they are ready to sign, the final solution anytime. However, the NSA and IM still very firm on its demand on the symbolic issues of separate flag and constitution. And as I've been mentioning, both the parties are trying to work out every formula to hammer out a solution on these core issues. And also, Ronak, point to be made here is that these developments are very crucial and significant to the point where the BJP, who is at power at the center, have committed to the Nagas in the last 2018 general elections with the slogan "Election for Solution."
Right.
And with the next 2023 general election fast approaching, time seems to be running out as no concrete breakthrough has been made since then in the ongoing peace talks. And Ronak, we've also received the information that the NNPGs flew today to the national capital. It is going to be an informal meeting between the Government of India representative, Mr. A.K. Mishra, and the convener, Mr. Kitovi Zumomi, and the coordinator, Mr. Alezo. And the another information that we have received is that the former Chief Minister of Nagaland, Mr. A.C. Jamir, is also in Delhi at the moment, and we have been able to confirm that he is there in Delhi specifically to discuss on the Naga political issue. And just last month, on 4th of April, Mr. A.C. Jamir had met the Prime Minister, where he had urged upon him to resolve the Naga issue without any delay, as the Naga people desire to live in peace as any other citizen of the country.
Right, and Sarah, we've also been given to understand that the Deputy Chief Minister as well as the Chief Minister also briefed the gathering at the crucial meeting today about their recent meeting that was held with the Prime Minister Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah last month. So, could you briefly tell us a little bit more on that, Sarah?
Yes, Ronald, the closed room meeting, which was held today at the Chief Minister's residential complex. It is to be mentioned here that this meeting also comes after the defection of the 21 MLAs from the NPF to the NDPP party, to the NDPP fold. And as the NPF, the newly elected NPF leader, Mr. Azu Nenu, has been elected as the co-chairman of the United Democratic Alliance. This meeting comes after these. The meeting has been called in order to brief the elected members, about their recent visit to Delhi, where they have met the Prime Minister and the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, where they have specifically briefed them about the peace.
Right, absolutely, Sarah Konyak. Thank you very much for joining us this evening and bringing us all of those latest updates. It's time for a short break now. More news and updates to follow on at the other side. Stay tuned.
Northeast Live, the most viewed news channel in the region. On YouTube, unmatched coverage.
Salmonella.
Absent.
Perfect attendance.
নিমৰ শক্তি ভৰা নিমাইলে আঁতৰাই 100টা বেমাৰ বিয়পোৱা বীজাণু নিমাইল ঘৰ বিশুদ্ধ ঘৰ
সাধাৰণ ষ্টীল এনেকৈ পৰে মাইথন ষ্টীল এনেকৈ পৰে ধমকৈ
বৰুণ
হাই মা
ঘৰত বাৰু কাজিয়া কৰি আহিছ নেকি বুৱাৰী নাহিল যে
এতিয়া মই গোটেই মাহটো ইয়াতেই থাকিম
কি
অৱশ্যে ক্ৰিকেটো এমাহ ধৰিয়ে চলাৰ কথা
নতুন টিভি লগালা দিছ এইচডি নাই লগোৱা কি দেউতা
আৰে কিয় কৰি আহিলা
জান ফুলটো সকলোৱে নকৰে জানো
ক্ৰিকেটৰ আচল পাৰ্টনাৰ হ'ল কেৱল ডিছ HD, অনুপম পিকচাৰ, অনুপম চাউণ্ড। নৰ্মেল দামতেই পোৱা HD, মাত্ৰ 233 টকা এমাহত। ডিছ নহয়, ডিছ গাঁও এইটো।
আনন্দৰ উৎসৱ বিহু আহিছে, ঘৰে ঘৰে আহাৰৰ সোৱাদ জাগিছে। Everyday Spices wishes you a happy Bihu.
Everyday spice.
Northeast Live, the most viewed news channel in the region. On YouTube, unmatched coverage.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Evening Prime. Before we continue, let's have another look at the headlines. Activist Sol Dodum calls off strike, skips march to Delhi. State government gives a written assurance to Dodum for fulfilling demands. Supreme Court asks Centre to file status report in regard to investigation into the alleged extrajudicial killings in Manipur. Families of victims welcome Apex Court's move. Tripura Deputy Chief Minister Jishnu Debarma's son making headlines for all the wrong reasons. VVIP brat accused of misbehaving with parliamentary panel at hotel in Agartala. Heavy rainfall batters northeast. 1 dead, 2 injured after uprooted tree falls on auto rickshaw. Floods in several parts of Meghalaya. Incessant rains triggers flash floods in Guwahati. Setback for Congress yet again. Assam Congress General Secretary Monbi Rongpi joins BJP at Difu in Karbi Anglong. Blow to Congress a day after announcement of date for elections to Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council. And India avenges killing of Kashmiri Pandit Rahul Bhatt. All 3 terrorists gunned down by security forces. Killing of Kashmiri Pandit avenged in less than 24 hours. Welcome back, viewers, and on to another big story at this hour. Arunachal Pradesh activist Sol Dodum has called off his ongoing strike after the state government provided a written assurance to address his charter of demands. Extra Assistant Commissioner of Capital Complex Itanagar, Datum Gadi, arrived at the IG Park in Itanagar with the written assurance. The Arunachal Pradesh government, as per the demands of Sol Dodum, has agreed to transfer the corruption case in the execution of water treatment plant at Sepa and Nyari Valley Model Village to the SIC for further investigation. Meanwhile, the state government has also assured Sol Dodum that the case of assault on him during his foot march from Sepa to Itanagar will be transferred to an SIT, which will be constituted by the Arunachal Pradesh government. Regarding Sol Dodum's demand for transfer of the DC Sepa, the government has assured that the matter will be taken up within 2 to 3 months from today. Meanwhile, Bharat Sonam, the executive engineer of PHED Sepa, has already been posted out from Sepa. Upon receiving the assurance from the government, Sol Dodum also assured that he will not prolong his protest any longer or bring in any additional demands. However, the activist said that the protest will be renewed if the government fails to act accordingly. So, viewers, indeed, the big development coming in from the frontier state at this point in time, as activist Sol Dodum has called off his ongoing strike after the state government provided a written assurance to address his charter of demands. Extra Assistant Commissioner of Capital Complex Itanagar, Datum Gadi, arrived at the IG Park with the written assurance. The state government, as per the demand of Sol Dodum, has agreed to transfer the corruption case in the execution of water treatment plant in Sepa and the Nyari Valley Model Village to the SIC for further investigation. Meanwhile, the state government has also assured Sol Dodum that the case of assault on him during his foot march from Sepa to Itanagar will be transferred to an SIT, which will be constituted by the state government. Meanwhile, regarding Sol Dodum's demand for transfer of the DC of Sepa, the government has assured him that the matter will be taken up within 2 to 3 months' time from today. And Bharat Sonam, the executive engineer of PHED Sepa, has already been posted outside Sepa. Upon receiving the assurance from the government, Soldodum, on his part, has also assured the government that he will not prolong his protest any longer, nor will he bring in any additional demands. However, the activist has said that the protest will be renewed if the government fails to act accordingly. Meanwhile, our colleague Meme Mangfi spoke exclusively with the activist Soldodum after the breakthrough in resolving issues. Take a look.
आप सबसे पहले बताइए आप क्या कहेंगे इट्स ह्यूज सक्सेस फॉर यू
थैंक यू नोटिस मैम आपका चैनल हमेशा गरीब लोग के लिए उतारते रहे और हम तहे दिल से आपको तारीफ करना चाहता है ये चैनल को कि आप शुरुआत से अभी तक साथ बना हुआ है। ऐसा है कि हम मैंने ये जितना भी न्यूज़ चैनल है सब आपका तो नहीं, बहुत से लोग अरुणाचल में भी बहुत सपोर्ट किया है, लेकिन आपका जो अगर नोटिस बोले तो आपका चैनल ही बहुत साथ दिया है, तो तहे दिल से धन्यवाद देता हूँ। और ये मेरा हम पहले से बोले ये मेरा जिद नहीं है, ये सारा पब्लिक का जिद है, आम जनता का, गरीब आदमी लगा, जिस आदमी को गंदा पानी पी रहा है और जो आदमी को साफ पानी पीना जैसा सोचने वाला हर किसी का जिद है। ये मेरा जिद नहीं, हम पहले से बोला मेरा तो जिद 12 तारीख को हो चुका था। जब 12 तारीख को वो लोग हमको अटैक किया था, अटैक करके मेरा गाड़ी को तोड़ा है, उस समय में मेरा जिद हो चुका था। वो मेरा जिद था, वो लोग हम झगड़ा नहीं किया है, उसके बाद हम वहाँ से यहाँ तक फुट मार्च करके 4 डेज आए हैं, वो मेरा जिद था। तो अभी तो ये जिद जो पब्लिक का जिद है, जो हमारा जनता, जो नॉर्थ ईस्ट का जनता, जितना भी अरुणाचल कोना कोना बच्चा हर किसी का जिद है, ये मेरा जिद नहीं। हम इसलिए बोलते हैं कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट आपका न्यूज़ चैनल का जो आप लोग न्यूज़ चैनल वो जो आप लोग बहुत योगदान अच्छा दिया, आप लोग न्यूज़ लोग का जिद है, ये मेरा जिद नहीं। हम हमेशा बोलिए मेरा जिद नहीं, ये जो जनता का जिद है।
आपने कहा कि आपका 12 तारीख में ही आपका जीत हो गए थे, तो आपने शुरू किया अप्रैल 15 से आपने आपका ये इशू जो है शुरू किया है। सेपा से आपने सबसे पहले ईटानगर में आपने फुट मार्च किया, आप और आपका एक सपोर्टर्स जितने भी थे आपके टीम के साथ। तब बताइए इतने एक महीना लगे आपको यहाँ पे बैठ के आवाज़ उठा के अगेंस्ट द गवर्नमेंट, अगेंस्ट द करप्शन। तो आप अपनी यात्रा के बारे में तो बताया, तो कितना तकलीफ सहना पड़ा?
तो देखिए तकलीफ तो अगर बताए ना से बहुत तकलीफ है, सच बात बताएगा। वहाँ से चलने के बाद कितना तकलीफ हुआ है, स्ट्रगल हुआ है। यहाँ में आप यहाँ बैठे थे, मेरे को बारिश को इतना तकलीफ होता है, धूप में भी बहुत तकलीफ। तो तकलीफ तो बहुत तकलीफ, लेकिन नहीं बता सकते कि क्या क्या तकलीफ हो, लेकिन सच बात बताएगा कि रात को नहीं सो के बैठना, इतना बारिश में नहीं सो के बैठना। जब बारिश होता है तो हम लोग पूरा लड़का लोग नहीं सो के चेयर के ऊपर ऐसे ही पूरा बैठ जाता है, रात भर बैठ जाता है। उसके बाद धूप होता है तो दिन में अमर हो जाता है कि नहीं ऐसे मैंने चाया चाहे बात घूमना। तकलीफ तो बहुत है, लेकिन हमारा अरुणाचल का जो भूखा पैसा रहने नहीं दिया है, हमेशा भूखा पैसा रहने नहीं। अरुणाचल का जितना जनता है वो हमेशा प्यार दिया है, खाना पीना पानी सब कुछ अवेलेबल किया है बस। लेकिन जो क्लाइमेट जो नेचुरल चीज़ है उसे थोड़ा तकलीफ है बस।
तो अभी तो आज का दिन है जो आपके लिए एक बहुत ही बड़ा सक्सेस रहा है। तो इससे पहले जो आप कल रात से लेके जो आज का जो सुबह था, आप कैसे फीलिंग था आपका? क्योंकि आज सुबह आप लोग यात्रा पे जाने वाले थे, दिल्ली फुट मार्च करने वाला था, तो फिर ऑन एंड ऑफ हो रहा था, कभी EAC आता है, कभी जो SP जो आता है, और फिर कल रात फिर DC रात का 12 बजे आए। तो आपके ओवरऑल ये आज को लेके आज का जो मालूम नहीं था कि आप इवन कॉल अप करने वाला भी है बोल के अपने स्ट्राइक को, तो आपका ओवरऑल फीलिंग क्या रहा था हाल से लेके आज तक?
देखिए सच बात बताएगा, दिल तो बहुत दर्द दिया है कि हम तो पूरा प्लानिंग कर चुका था कि दिल्ली जाना है, पूरा प्लानिंग कर चुका था। लेकिन हमारा अरुणाचल सरकार तो मालूम हो गया कि ये भी बात मानने वाला नहीं था, ऐसा सोचा होगा। तो रात को DC साहब आए हैं, आने के बाद सुबह 3 बजे तक बैठे हैं। उसके बाद सुबह 8 बजे से कुछ ऑफिसर लोग आते हैं, कुछ लोग बैठा है। तो 8 बजे से OC आके बैठा है, और उसके बाद SP वगैरह बहुत ऑफिसर लोग आए हैं। तो हम पता नहीं था कि आज इतना जल्दी जीत होगा। हम तो और 3 महीना का प्लानिंग कर रहे थे, हम तो चाहे एग्जैक्ट 1 ईयर 1 साल लाना है, तब थोड़ा मजा होगा। तो हम ऐसा लगा कि ये में सेटिस्फाई नहीं है हमको ना, सच बात बता सेटिस्फाई नहीं है हमको। और 3 महीना 12 दिन चाहिए था, तो 3 महीना 12 दिन में हम दिल्ली पहुंचना था। तो मेरा क्या था, ये मेरा ऐसा था कि हम पब्लिक हमको साथ दे रहे, पब्लिक का तौर से जो पब्लिक का प्यार, जो प्रार्थना, जो क्रिश्चियन होता है वो बहुत लोग प्रार्थना करते हैं, क्रिश्चियन लोग प्रार्थना का द्वारा से, और जो नॉन क्रिश्चियन वो भी जो मंदिर जाता है, उस मस्जिद जाता है, और बहुत सा लोग और जो नेदरलैंड में जाता है, वो लोग सबका प्रार्थना के द्वारा से आज बहुत जल्दी सक्सेस हुआ। लेकिन हम तो ये नहीं सोचा कि इतना जल्दी सक्सेस होगा। तो सरकार को भी हम दिल से धन्यवाद देता हूँ और हमारा गरीब जनता जो हम लोग का जिसको भी फुल से सपोर्ट करता है उसको तहे दिल से धन्यवाद देता हूँ। ये मेरा जीत नहीं है, ये आम जनता का जीत है, पब्लिक का और गरीब आदमी का जीत है।
And well, it was only yesterday when activist Sol Dodum had announced to march to the national capital today. Dodum, along with a few of his supporters, were set to march from Itanagar today. Reportedly, about 10 to 15 more supporters would be joining Sol Dodum during his foot march to Delhi. Noteworthy here is that Dodum had earlier undertaken a 225-kilometer long foot march from Sepa to Itanagar, which had gained him recognition as an anti-corruption crusader. Despite repeated assurances from the state government to ensure supply of clean drinking water in Sepa, Sol Dodum had refused to budge from his stand, stating that the issue is not being addressed in the way that it should be. It's time for another short break now. More news and updates to follow on at the other side. Stay tuned.
Northeast Live, the most viewed news channel in the region. On YouTube, unmatched coverage.
চাওচোন কোন নতুন খেলুৱৈ আহিছে
বুজাই দিম আজি
মৰমেৰে বুজাম লাহে লাহে কৰি
তেওঁ আমাৰ মাত কথাই
এয়াতো আমাৰেই মাত কথা যদি এক তেন্তে হৃদয়ো এক হোৱা উচিত বিমল কক ভাষা কেচৰি
বৰুণ
হাই মা
ঘৰত বাৰু কাজিয়া কৰি আহিছ নেকি বুৱাৰী নাহিল যে
এতিয়া মই গোটেই মাহটো ইয়াতেই থাকিম
কি
অৱশ্যে ক্ৰিকেটো এমাহ ধৰিয়ে চলাৰ কথা
নতুন টিভি লগালা দিছ এইচডি নাই লগোৱা কি দেউতা
আৰে কিয় কৰি আহিলা
জান ফুলটো সকলোৱে নকৰে জানো
ক্ৰিকেটৰ আসল পাৰ্টনাৰ হ'ল কেৱল ডিছ এইচডি অনুপম পিকচাৰ অনুপম সাউণ্ড নৰ্মেল দামতেই পোৱা এইচডি মাত্ৰ 233 টকা এমাহত ডিছ নহয় ডিছ কিয় এইটো
Northeast Live, the most viewed news channel in the region. On YouTube, unmatched coverage.
Welcome back, viewers, and on to another big story now. The Supreme Court has asked the centre to file a status report regarding the investigation into the alleged extrajudicial killings in Manipur. A bench comprising Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana, Justice J.K. Maheshwari and Justice Hima Kohli issued the direction in a writ petition filed by the extrajudicial execution victim and the Human Rights Alert. The petitioner claims to have compiled 1,528 alleged extrajudicial executions carried out by the police and security forces in Manipur in the period between 1980 to 2011. On the other hand, the centre has opposed these submissions and submitted that probe is complete in 39 cases. Prosecution complaints have been filed and further investigation has been directed. So viewers, another big development, and this time it's from Manipur. The Supreme Court has asked the centre to file a status report regarding the investigation into the alleged extrajudicial killings in Manipur. A bench comprising Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana, Justice J.K. Maheshwari and Justice Hima Kohli issued the direction in a writ petition filed by the extrajudicial execution victim and the Human Rights Alert. The petitioner claims to have compiled 1,528 alleged extrajudicial executions carried out by the police and security forces in Manipur from the period 1980 to 2011. On the other hand, the center has opposed the submissions and submitted that probe is complete in 39 cases. Prosecution complaints have been filed and further investigation has also been directed. Meanwhile, Renu Takhelambam, who is the president of the Extrajudicial Execution Victim Families Association, has welcomed the Apex Court's move. Renu Takhelambam appreciated the fact that the move by the Supreme Court will speed up the investigation process. Listening.
With me is Renu Takhelambam, who is the president, Extrajudicial Education Victims Family Association, Manipur. So how you look into the Supreme Court directives?
Yeah, in 2017, the Supreme Court has directed to the CBI to investigation the 39 cases of the extrajudicial killing in Manipur. But yesterday, the Supreme Court has seeking a status report from the Union of India. And this regarding as a victim family, from the side of our victim family, we feel very appreciative to the Supreme Court for calling this status. And after this calling, I think the CBI will be submit and invest more to do on this investigation part. So it will be more progressive for the cases. Now trial is going on, and in this regard, the 39 within this 39 cases, I think 10 of them cases are closure report, and still I think 19 is on trial.
All right, and to give us a perspective on this, we are now being joined on over the phone line by noted human rights activist from Manipur, Bablu Loitombam. First of all, Mr. Loitombam, thank you so much for giving us your time and welcome to Evening Prime. Mr. Loitombam, first things first, what do you make of this big move by the Supreme Court today?
Well, the Supreme Court has directed the center to come up with a status report. This is in response to a status report that we have submitted to the Supreme Court as early as 12/2021. We have shown to the Supreme Court that the investigation of these 39 cases has not been completed yet, at least to the extent that we have not been informed about the submission and the victims have not been summoned to the court in at least 9 cases till date. Over and above that, we have also pointed out that out of these 1,528 cases, we have also given substantive information already to the court for 655 cases. So investigations for the remaining cases out of this 655 minus this 39 cases should also start at some point. So we have praised the court that the court was basically convened to discuss the dropping of some of the CBI officers who were doing the investigation. We were making a prayer to the court that we in fact need more investigating officers so that the remaining investigation needs to be conducted, and we are requesting the Supreme Court that the investigation should commence for the remaining cases and the present investigation should be completed. This was, however, objected by the central government, saying that the information is not correct. Then, of course, the Supreme Court have asked them to submit their status report on where the investigation lies today, and we are looking forward to receive that from the point of view of the central government.
Right. So, Mr. Loitombam, do you think this big move by the Apex Court today will actually ensure that these victims' families who have not been given justice for years now will finally be given justice? Do you think this will speed up the entire process, Mr. Loitombam?
Absolutely. In fact, the Supreme Court have not constituted a bench after Justice Lukur had retired in 2018. So now that the Supreme Court have started looking at after a gap of a couple of years, means that the attention of the Supreme Court has now again come in sharp focus, and we hope that now what remained dormant for a couple of years will be activated again. And we are hoping that once the Supreme Court takes interest in this, the investigation as well as the justice process will expedite on the ground.
Absolutely. Mr. Lutombam, thank you very much for joining us this evening and giving us your perspective on this big development. And on to the big story from Tripura now. Deputy Chief Minister Jishnu Debarma's son, Pratik Kishore Debarma, has been accused of misbehaving with a visiting parliamentary panel delegation at a hotel in Agartala. That's right, viewers. As per reports doing the rounds, Debarma's son, Pratik, indulged in a brawl at a private hotel in Agartala on Wednesday night. Congress MP Digvijay Singh and Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh were part of the delegation visiting Agartala. As per reports, Pratik Debarma allegedly abused the members of the parliamentary panel during the brawl. Later, the hotel staff intervened and brought things under control. Yes, viewers, the big development from Tripura at this point in time, as Deputy Chief Minister Jishnu Debarma's son, Pratik Kishore Debarma, is making the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Well, Pratik Kishore Debarma has been accused of misbehaving with a visiting parliamentary panel delegation at a hotel in Agartala. As per reports during the rounds, Debarma's son Pratik indulged in a brawl at a private hotel in Agartala on Wednesday night. Congress MP Digvijay Singh and Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh were a part of the delegation visiting Agartala. As per reports during the rounds, Pratik Debarma allegedly abused and misbehaved with the members of the parliamentary panel during the brawl. Later, hotel staff had to intervene and bring things back under control. And to bring us all the latest updates, I'm being joined now live from Agartala by our assistant news editor, Pinaki Das. Pinaki, this seems like as though the Deputy Chief Mr. San is making the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Pratik Kishore Debarma being accused of misbehaving with the visiting parliamentary panel delegation in Agartala yesterday night. So what further details do you have for us at this point in time? Pinaki, over to you.
See, till now, what information we have is that the parliamentary team was there in Tripura, and they were also holding in the same hotel in which allegedly the Deputy Chief Minister's son had a quarrel, and but surprisingly, there is no police complaint till now or any arrest. And what we have learned from the hotel also, which I have personally visited. That there is no complaint from part of the parliamentary committee. It has come in the media, the footage has come in the media, but there is no complaint or arrest till now in this, and it is learned that police is investigating the entire incident. And from the Deputy Chief Minister office, we came to know that law will take its own course, and there won't be any type of interference in the investigation that is going on. And now one question has come, is that how the footage has gone out. Was it a part of the investigation, or there is some political issue related to it to defame the Deputy Chief Minister? As this is a part of the conspiracy. Everything has been looked around, and there's an investigation that is going on. But till now, there is no arrest, though political parties are now raising the issue that if this can take place in front of the parliamentary committee, particularly senior parliamentarian like Digvijay Singh, who is the former chief minister of Madhya Pradesh, and Sanjay Singh of Aam Aadmi Party were present there. But Congress has also confirmed. We spoke with the spokesperson of the Congress in Tripura, who said, who informed us that from AICC, they also did not get any complaint from any misbehaving with the parliamentarian. But this may happen. This may be a fact. Those parliamentarians were there in the lobby or in the hotel. That may have taken place. But how far it has, the quarrel was between the parliamentary team and the said Deputy Chief Minister's son That is yet to be clarified.
Right, absolutely. Pinaki Das, thank you very much for joining us at this point in time and bringing us all of those latest updates. And do keep us updated on all further developments. Shifting focus now. In an unfortunate incident at a Riboy district in Meghalaya today, a huge uprooted tree fell on an auto rickshaw at Panitola in Barnihat. A minor who was on board the auto rickshaw lost his life in the incident, while 2 others sustained injuries. As per reports, the incident took place when the auto rickshaw was on its way to Barnihat, boarded by 2 passengers, when all of a sudden a huge tree fell on the vehicle. Meanwhile, Barnihat police, upon receiving the information, immediately rushed to the site and shifted the dead body and took the injured to the Barnihat Primary Health Care Center for treatment. It may be mentioned here, viewers, that the Riboy district is currently experiencing incessant rainfall due to the early monsoons. And moreover, the heavy downpour has made plying on the roads a risky business. Rains have made plying on the roads a very risky business, and at Umroi bypass today, a Bolero pickup skidded off the road before crashing head-on into an oncoming bus. Have a look. And the heavy rainfall has also inundated parts of Smith, a village in East Khasi Hills. And on the other hand, Nongstoin in West Khasi Hills and Ranikor in Southwest Khasi Hills are also flooded with water gushing through the streets and the bylanes. Even state capital Shillong is being swamped in water, with cars and commuters alike finding it very difficult to maneuver. Meanwhile, incessant rainfall since early this morning has also thrown life out of gear here in Guwahati. Heavy rainfall has led to waterlogging and flash floods in different parts of the city. Heavy traffic in the morning hours has also caused jams amidst the waterlogging seen on some of the important roads in the city. Several areas like Hatigaon, Nobin Nagar, Bhangagor, Last Gate and Zoo Road Narangi saw flash floods on the main roads, leading to traffic snarls. Most people were seen stuck in the jams even as rains continued to pour down heavily for the better part of the morning.
মই পুরা 8টা বজাত আইলো 8টা বজাৰ পৰা ইয়াতে পুৰা ৰখি আছো এফালে পুৰা পানী একদম গাড়ী চাড়ী কোনো যাবৰ উপায় নাই মই ইয়াতে প্ৰায় ৰখি আছো এতিয়ালৈ বাইকখনো ফাঁচি গ'ল তাৰ পিছত এতিয়া সব গাড়ী মানে ফাঁচি স্কুল কলেজ সব বন্ধ হৈ গ'ল মই ডিউটি যাব লাগে মেডিকেল কাম কৰা মানে মই এতিয়ালৈ যাব পৰা নাই তাৰ পিছত এতিয়া মানে কেনেকৈ যাম কি কৰিম কোনো উপায় নাই যে পানী বাঢ়িয়ে আছে চৰকাৰ প্ৰশাসন বা কোনো এটা আহি চাব লাগে এইখিনি সময়ত দেখিব লাগে যে এনেকুৱা পানী এটা কি হৈ আছে
ইয়াতে 8টা বজাৰ পৰা ৰখিয়ে আছো এতিয়া বাইকখনো নাযায় মানুহ কিমান হাকাৰ হৈ আছে এনেকা পৰিস্থিতি হৈ আছে সৰকাৰখনে আহি চাব লাগে যেতিয়া বৰষুণ দিয়ে সেইটো সময়ত আহি চাব লাগে এই ৰাস্তাবিলাক কিহৰ কাৰণে এনেকা পানী জম হৈ আছে কিন্তু আমাৰ প্ৰতিনিধিবিলাকে তো কোনেও আহি নাচায় নচোৱাৰ কাৰণে এই সৰু সুৰা দোকানী বা দুখীয়া মানুহৰ ল'ৰা ছোৱালী স্কুল যোৱাৰ কাৰণে এইবিলাক এনেকা বিপদত পৰি থাকে
মোৰ আগতে দুখনমান পৰি গ'ল নাই মোৰখন নহয় বেলেগে পৰি গ'ল ষ্টাৰ্ট বন্ধ হৈ গ'লে আৰু ঠেলিব লাগিব ইমানটো ডাঙৰ বৰষুণো দিয়া নাই অকমান নাই পানীটো বাঢ়িয়ে আছে চাফ চিকুণ কৰিব লাগে বাছ এইখিনিয়ে আৰু আহ্বান জনাম আৰু চৰকাৰক
It's time for another short break now. More news and updates to follow on the other side. Stay tuned.
Northeast Live, the most viewed news channel in the region. On YouTube, unmatched coverage.
Acha? Introducing the new Suzuki Avenus, the sportiest, zippiest ride in town that's loaded with next generation GPS navigation.
চিমি ক'ত আছে যদি মই কলোহেঁতেন আমি মাতিছো তেন্তে ৱেইট কৰালাহেঁতেন নহয়
The new Suzuki Avenus, Mosaic for trip.
বৰুণ
হাই মা
ঘৰত বাৰু কাজিয়া কৰি আহিছ নেকি বোৱাৰী নাহিল যে
এতিয়া মই গোটেই মাহটো ইয়াতেই থাকিম
কি
অৱশ্যে ক্ৰিকেটো এমাহ ধৰিয়ে চলাৰ কথা
নতুন টিভি লগালা দিছ এইচডি নাই লগোৱা কি দেউতা
আৰে কিয় কৰি আহিলা
জান ফুলটো সকলোৱে নকৰে জানো
ক্ৰিকেটৰ আচল পাৰ্টনাৰ হ'ল কেৱল ডিছ এইচডি অনুপম পিকচাৰ অনুপম চাউণ্ড নৰ্মেল দামতেই পোৱা এইচডি মাত্ৰ 233 টকা এমাহত ডিছ নহয় ডিছ গাঁও এইটো
আনন্দৰ উৎসৱ বিহু আহিছে ঘৰে ঘৰে আহাৰৰ সোৱাদ জাগিছে এভৰিডে স্পাইচেছ উইশেছ ইউ এ হেপী বিহু
Everyday spice.
Northeast Live, the most viewed news channel in the region. On YouTube, unmatched coverage.
Welcome back, viewers, and on to another big story from the region. The Tirab Changlang Longding People's Forum is all set to hold massive protests across the TCL region against growing atrocities of insurgent groups operating in the area. This was decided at a meeting of the TCLPF held at the Circuit House in Changlang today. The protest will see active participation from various community-based organizations, village leaders, women's groups, youth forums, student organizations, and trade and commerce bodies against the atrocities meted out by insurgents in the TCL region. Chairman of the forum, N. Changmi, informed your channel Northeast Live that the meeting has expressed full solidarity to the victims of the atrocities, particularly in Longding district of Arunachal Pradesh. Changmi said that at least 9 persons have been abducted by insurgents in the past couple of months, out of which 8 have been released after payment of ransom. However, one youth is still in the captivity of the insurgents. The TCLPF has appealed for early and safe release of the abducted youth. On the other hand, there are no fresh reports on the abducted 25-year-old youth, Alai Wangsu, who hails from Puma village in Longding district. Reliable sources have confirmed before Northeast Live that Wangsu has been taken to Myanmar and held captive in one of the camps of the outfit. A sum of rupees 10 lakh has been demanded as a ransom for his release, sources have added.
चांगवी आज जो आपका टीसीएल पीपल्स फोरम का मीटिंग हुआ है चांगलांग में उसका डिसीजन क्या हुआ है जरा बताएंगे
आज का जो डिसीजन हुआ कि हम लोग ये पीसफुल प्रोसेशन करेंगे तो अब से इलेक्शन में इतना हम लोग का टीसीएल का स्टूडेंट यूनियन तो उधर में पार्टिसिपेट के लिए चला गया है तो उन लोग संडे तो 15-16 को वापस आ रहा है 17-18 ट्यूसडे को करने के लिए टेंटेटिव प्लान है हम लोग का मंडे तो परमिशन लेना पड़ेगा ना रेस्पेक्टिव डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन से परमिशन तो लेके ही हम लोग नेक्स्ट डे ट्यूसडे को करने के लिए प्रोग्राम है टेंटेटिव प्रोग्राम
अच्छा जो ये एनएससीएन का जो केवाई का जो एट्रोसिटीज चल रहा है इसके ऊपर आपका क्या डिस्कशन हुआ है क्या कुछ बताएंगे
ना मेन तो जो हम लोग का जो कैप्टन में एक लड़का है ना अभी तो मेन एजेंडा है उसको रिलीज करने के लिए हम लोग ये बाकी एक्सटॉर्शन तो सब तीनों डिस्ट्रिक्ट में होते रहते हैं उसका भी तो हम लोग बचत करना पड़ेगा
आज आपने ट्रेड बॉडीज जो बिजनेस कम्युनिटी उनको भी बुलाया था तो क्या
जी
सामने आया मतलब
वही बचत हुआ कि हम लोग ये मेन टू लोंगडिंग का है तो लोंगडिंग का अंतर पास से हम लोग बचत करके क्या मेन एजेंडा क्या बनाते हैं
अच्छा ऐसा कुछ आप लोग का आज डिसीजन हुआ है क्या अभी से आप लोग कोई मैंने एक्सटॉर्शन का डिमांड को आप लोग एंटरटेन नहीं करेंगे ऐसा टीसीएल के लोग, ऐसा कुछ फैसला हुआ है क्या?
ना इंटरटेन तो ऐसा तो बजट नहीं हुआ है। ये तो हम लोग ये पूरा कम्युनिटी पूरा कंप्लीट प्रेजेंट होना पड़ेगा ना। फिलहाल आज तो लिमिटेड आदमी प्रेजेंट था उसमें, उन लोगों सबको जब अटेंड होगा उसी समय हम लोग रेजोल्यूशन एडॉप्ट करेंगे।
और ये जो वांचो काउंसिल से आप लोगों को एक मेमोरेंडम दिया था ना,
हाँ, अप्रैल लेकर दिया था, अप्रैल लेकर। हाँ, ऐसा ऐसा घटना हुआ है, हमको इंटीमेशन दिया है, ऐसा ऐसा घटना हुआ है, और जितना सब ऑल टोटल 9 आदमी को किडनैप किया है तो बाकी 8 आदमी तो उन लोग वापस दे दिए। कुछ रैंसम डिमांड उन लोग का बीच में अंडरस्टैंडिंग किया होगा, उसका बाद एक तो अभी तक बाकी है।
तो आप फाइनली क्या कहेंगे एज चेयरमैन ऑफ टीसीएल पीपल्स फोरम, ये पूरे मामले को आप फाइनली कैसे क्या कहेंगे आपका?
मेन तो ये हम लोग का ये मेन एजेंडा जो है ना, वो आदमी कैप्टन में उसको सही सलामत में वापस देना है ना। वापस भेजना है। उसके बाद ये वापस आने के बाद हम लोग का कुछ और मीटिंग होगा। मीटिंग होने के बाद उसी समय, क्योंकि अभी अभी सब कुछ प्रॉब्लम में है, तो उसी समय सब कुछ डिसीजन लेने से फिर और दूसरा प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हो सकता है ना। उसके बाद वापस आने के बाद हम लोग पूरा सब आदमी कम्युनिटी बेस होकर सबसे मतलब डिस्कस करके जो भी डिसीजन लेना है, तभी ओपिनियन लेके हम लोग ओपिनियन ड्रॉ करके ये बातचीत करेंगे। हम लोग का प्रोसेशन होगा पीसफुल प्रोसेशन ना। उसके बाद हम लोग डायरेक्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफिस में एक मेमोरेंडम दे देंगे, उसी समय हम लोग बातचीत करेंगे।
ठीक है चांगू जी, ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
On to another top story at this hour. In yet another setback for the Assam Congress, Party State General Secretary Monvi Rongbi has jumped ship to the BJP. That's right, viewers. This indeed can be seen as a big political development in the Hill district of Karbi Anglong, as it comes only a day after the announcement of the date for the elections to the Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council. Monvi Rongpi, along with hundreds of Congress workers, joined the Saffron Party at Difu in Karbi Anglong in the presence of Assam BJP President Bhabesh Kolita. Yes, viewers, another big development and another big blow to the Assam Congress, as Party State General Secretary Monvi Rongpi has now jumped ship and joined the BJP. This indeed can be seen as a big political development in the Hill district of Karbi Anglong, as it comes just a day after the announcement of the dates for the elections to the Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council. Monvi Rongpi, along with hundreds of Congress workers, joined the Saffron Party at Difu in Karbi Anglong today in the presence of Assam BJP President Bhabesh Kolita. And we have reactions coming in from Monvi Rongpi at this point in time. Let's listen in.
ইণ্ডিয়া আগবাঢ়ি গৈছে আৰু তাৰ লগত অসম আমাৰ ইয়াং এনাৰ্জেটিক চিফ মিনিষ্টাৰ ডক্টৰ হিমন্ত বিশ্ব শৰ্মাৰ ডাঙৰীয়াৰ লিডাৰশ্বিপৰ আণ্ডাৰ অসম যেনেকুৱা প্ৰগ্ৰেছ কৰি গৈছে, আৰু ইয়াত আমাৰ পাহাৰীয়া জিলাত যদি আমি চাওঁ, কাৰ্বি আংলং অট'নমাছ কাউন্সিল আণ্ডাৰ দ্য ইয়াং ডাইনেমিক লিডাৰশ্বিপ অফ ডক্টৰ তুলিৰাম ৰংহাং ডাঙৰীয়া তেনেকুৱা আগবাঢ়ি গৈছে। সেইকেইটা চাই মেলি মই ভাবিছোঁ যে মই ইয়াত যোগদান কৰিম আৰু ডেভেলপমেণ্টৰ এটা পাৰ্ট হ'ম বুলি মই ভাবিছোঁ।
On the other hand, we also have reactions coming in from Assam BJP President Bhabesh Kolita. Listen in.
কংগ্ৰেছটো মোটামুটি আজি শূন্য পিনে গ'ল কাৰ্বি পাহাৰত। অন্যান্য দল হিলছ পিপল পাৰ্টি আছিল নেকি, HPC, তেওঁলোকৰো তেনেকুৱা SDC, CPIML, তেওঁলোক সকলো দলৰ পৰা আহি আজি ইয়াত যোগদান কৰিছে। 100 শতাধিক নহয়, 5 শতাধিক ব্যক্তি আজি ইয়াত যোগদান কৰিছে। ইয়ে কৈছে যে কাৰ্বি পাহাৰত যিটো উন্নয়ন হৈছে, চৰকাৰখনৰ প্ৰতি জনতাৰ যিটো বিশ্বাস, জনতাৰ যিটো আস্থা পুনৰবাৰ তেওঁলোকে প্ৰকাশ কৰিলে।
And coming back to Manipur now, in the first of its kind initiative in the hill districts of the state, GPS-enabled dedicated highway patrol for Senapati and Kangpokpi districts have been launched today. Manipur DGP P. Dongel launched the GPS-enabled dedicated highway patrol for the 2 districts from Senapati. The program was attended, amongst others, by the ADGP Training and Law and Order, Clay Khongsai, IGP Administration, IK Muiva, IGP Zone 3 Nishit Kumar Ujwal, and other senior officials of the Manipur Police Department. With this major push, the highway patrol vehicles will be attached with GPS, which could enable to monitor the location as well as and when any crime or distress signal is received from the highway between the stretches from Mao to Gamgifai. The 8 vehicles, which will be covering for a stretch of 10 to 12 kilometers, will be able to mobilize immediately and address the needs of the people. Addressing the gathering, Manipur DGP P. Dongel said that the idea of the project was reported to have been given by one of the officers for the same, having felt the necessity along the national highway. DGP Dongel further hoped that the project will help in regulating traffic besides helping the people in any untoward situation. And earlier in the morning, a one-day workshop on narcotic law enforcement was organized by Manipur Police Training College, Pange. The workshop, held at the DRDA Conference Hall, Senapati, and hosted by the SPs of Senapati and Kangpokpi districts, was attended by the police officers and from the 2 districts and the 4th IRB, Tafo. In the workshop, various sessions were held on the anti-narcotic operations and initiating effective investigation into the cases. On to the big national focus, viewers. In a massive development in Rahul Bhatt's tragic murder case, all 3 terrorists involved have been gunned down by security forces. That's right, viewers. The 3 terrorists were gunned down by security forces in an encounter that broke out in Brar Aragam area of Jammu and Kashmir's Bandipora today. Kashmiri Pandit Rahul Bhatt, who was a government employee, was shot dead by terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir's Budgam yesterday. Bhatt was shot at by terrorists at the Tehsildar office in Chadura. He was rushed to a nearby hospital in a critical condition, but unfortunately succumbed to his injuries. It was revealed in the preliminary investigations of the involvement of 2 terrorists in the heinous crime. An organization named the Kashmir Tigers claimed responsibility for the attack on Rahul Bhatt at Chadura, Budgam. And earlier today, Rahul Bhatt's last rites were performed, which was attended by a large number of people coming out to take part in the funeral procession. The crowd was seen chanting slogans and demanding that the killers be brought to justice. And with that, we've come to the end of our news bulletin. Stay tuned to Northeast Live for more news and updates. Thank you for watching.